So I was scrolling through YouTube the other day and I came across this Wayne Goss video where he was talking about how to get this perfected base, basically using the underpainting technique. And it was the first time the underpainting actually made sense to me, and so I thought I'd try to recreate that today. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Julie and I'm a makeup enthusiast, and I am in no way a professional makeup artist. I am no way a professional at makeup, and I'm no way saying I'm very good at it. I'm just saying I really enjoy it and I like to learn new techniques. I like to just talk about beauty in the beauty space. And that's just kind of what I'm doing, I guess, today. And hopefully today will be a little bit of a shorter video instead of my usual yapping, so I hope you tag along. I literally watched his video 3 times yesterday because I was so enraptured by the process. There's a train. Oh well. Anyway, so enraptured by the process. So I think I have a good idea of how to do it, but we'll see today. So he started off by moisturizing his skin with the Dr. Sam's moisturizer. I don't have that. I'm not going to go out and buy it. So I use this Bobbi Brown Vitamin Rich Face Base. And then I also put the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm on top of it. It's the universal shade. Just to try to control some oils. Hello, could you be any louder? Anyway, one mo. Anyway, I put the Danessa Myricks balm on top just to try to control some oils. Like I put it here and here, and I've noticed when I use it, like I feel like my forehead lines don't come through as much by the end of the day, which is really nice. That was the skin prep. He went in with like this foundation palette that he had from like RCMA, I think, of like the different shades. Again, I don't have that, so I'm just going to use what I have. I am going to use my Chanel cream bronzer. Biggest flex is that I have hit pan on it. This is the Soleil Tan Medium Bronze. I know they're coming out with new shades, at least they've launched in the UK or like overseas. There's a shade that's super light that I think would work really, really well for me. So really want to try that out. And he used like a brightening shade right here, and then through his under eyes as well. I'm going to use my Armani to do the brightening up here and maybe kind of a little bit on my nose. I'm going to use my own concealer and things just because I'm trying out something new and my own techniques. You know, I think you could probably adjust this to work however you need it to work. So that'll probably be the biggest way of differing things through this process. What he did was just kind of take this, I'm taking the bronzer, and he kind of just did that. And I think the biggest thing that I noticed was that he was saying, you know, use less than like you think you need. And I think that was like really big for me, because I feel like in a lot of the underpainting videos I've seen, they're like, you need to pile this on because you need to be able to see it through the makeup that you're like the foundation you're going to put on top of it. And it makes a lot more sense to me to use less product so then it's not looking quite as cakey. And so that just made a lot of sense to me, how he said don't use like too much. And he was like putting some bronzer kind of in these spots, and then I'm gonna take the concealer and just I'm gonna make it I thought I'd make a tree. I'm just gonna kind of do it like that. I feel like that's good. And then obviously under your eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and do that off camera. You don't need to see that, but basically I'm just gonna use my color corrector and my concealer and things and just even it out a little bit. Okay, so I got my concealer all where I want it. So something else that he did was he took like a little sponge like this. I don't know if it was damp or not. I'm just not gonna use it damp. And he said he like tried to shear out like some of these bronzer spots, but he specifically did not shear out the brightness in the middle. That's what I'm gonna do, is kind of shear this out. And something else that was interesting that he doesn't do, and I feel like maybe these are a little too, one, these aren't lined up at all, oh well, and two, they're a little bit thicker than how he had it. That might cause some issues, but also at the same time, I'm learning, you know, I'm trying something new. It's okay if it doesn't really work out. I can always change it next time I try. And I'm only seeing my boyfriend today. I don't think he's really gonna care how my makeup looks. So I sheared it out a little bit. And then he takes the foundation and ever so sparingly will stipple it on. So I'm gonna use this brush. It's one of the IT brushes. It's the number 115. And I'm also going to use this Nabla foundation, which I'm not really sure if I like it or not, to be honest. But what can you do? I'm going to use like the tiniest bit, and I'm going to like dab it out on the back of my hand. And then you just go over, and he said you need to make sure that you're just bouncing it on top and you're not like rubbing it, or else it like would move all the product around underneath. And something else that he does is he goes over like where he put concealer underneath his eyes. I'm not going to do that because I'm trying out a whole new concealer today. So that'll be another area where I differ, but I'll make sure that I blend it in together so it doesn't look odd. I feel like maybe I sheared it out a little too much, or maybe I'm just using the wrong brush for this, although I think you can kind of see it. Again, that's okay. I'm learning. I'm trying my best. And I think if you don't put too much on, it'll be fine. What I like about his technique is that you use such little product. I think it ends up looking a lot better than trying to put on way too much at one time. That was where I ran into issues when I was trying this the first time, was that it felt like I was putting on so much product because they're like, we have to put on so much in order for you to see it beneath the foundation. And I was just like, this feels like I'm using so much, but this feels like I'm using a lot less. And I definitely think I should have not sheared it out. I don't know. Because you can still, I guess I'm used to like, I put a lot of bronzer kind of up in here, but I didn't today. I don't know if it's picking up on the camera as much because I'm using my phone camera instead of my actual camera today. It was just an easier setup for me. I feel like you can see it. You can just see the shadows and it's not too much, but it does give a little something. I think I won't shear it out quite as much next time just for funsies, but I do think you still see it peeking through enough that it actually looks really, really good. And I'm really, really happy with that. And so the next thing that he does is he takes his cream blush and he puts it over top. A lot of the videos I've seen was he put the cream blush underneath as well. So I'm kind of excited to try it out a little bit differently. So I'm gonna use this MAC Glow Play blush. It's in the shade Blush Please, I think. Yes, Blush Please. I really like this one. Another one that I really like is this one in Big Diva Energy, which I might not, I might throw a little bit in it as well. And then I'm gonna blend these out. Blend it, blend it, blend it, blend it. I think he had ended up stopping here and me, I think, really put on mascara and then kind of called it a day. I am going to put on some powder bronzer and powder blush on top just because that's the kind of makeup that I like to do, but I would totally be fine just leaving it like this. Again, I think I'd maybe put a little bit, I don't know, would I put more bronzer right there? I'd probably not shear it out quite as much, but I think this looks great. Like I would be perfectly fine just leaving it like this, but it's me. I want a little bit more, so I'm gonna go do some eyeshadow and I'm gonna put a little bit of powder blush and powder bronzer on top and then come back and show you the finished look. I was thinking about this on my drive. A step that I forgot to mention was that after you put the foundation on your face, after kind of blending out, you know, the bronzer spots, Wayne Goss said that you should wrap that sponge up in a tissue, kind of dab it to help collect like excess oils and just help make it more smooth. I completely forgot about that. And I think that's large in part because I used the blurring balm powder. And so I guess I was thinking, well, you know, the excess oils are going to kind of be absorbed or whatever, but that is something to kind of keep in mind, that if that might help kind of just collect excess product and kind of make it more smooth. So the next time I try this routine, I think I definitely want to remember to do that because I just think that would kind of help make everything more seamless. But this is it in my car. This is what the makeup looks like IRL. Did I put on too much blush? Probably, but that's just what I do. I'm sorry, I can't help it, but I think I like this. I think it's a good, I don't feel like I put on as much product as usual, blush notwithstanding, but anyway. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. Would you try this kind of underpainting technique? I think I want to keep workshopping it. I really like this. I don't know, I think I will be doing this from now on, or at least attempting to get better at it from now on. So let me know your thoughts. Do you like this? Do you not? Would you try it out? Let me know down below. If you enjoyed today's video, let me know if you'd like to see more. Have any ideas for future video topics, things like that. I would love to hear them. And you know, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye for now.